there, and welcome to a very special storybook explainer. I am just absolutely thrilled you're here with us today. So let's dive right into a classic tale that is packed with a really massive lesson for all of us. Today, we're going to explore a story called The Pigeon's Big Mistake and uncover exactly what happened on one very eventful day down on a little farm.
Now, I want you to think about something for a second. Have you ever gotten in trouble just because of who you were standing next to? Maybe you were just minding your own business, being perfectly good, but someone right beside you was making a giant mess or being super loud, and suddenly, boom, you both get the blame. It really doesn't feel fair at all, does it? Well, keep that feeling in mind, because that is exactly what our explainer is all about today.
So, once there lived a farmer. But he wasn't your typical happy whistling farmer. Oh no, he was a very sad farmer. You see, every single day he'd go out to his fields, lovingly planting these little green sprouts in the dirt, hoping to grow beautiful golden corn. But instead, every day he'd just end up sitting on a rock, scratching his head and sighing, "Oh no, my beautiful corn, what am I going to do?" His hard work was just being totally ruined, and he was completely heartbroken over losing his livelihood.
And the cause of all this sadness? Well, it was a routine of pure mischief. Take a look at this timeline. On day 1, a huge, dark cloud of mean crows rolls over the hills, swooping down to eat up all his fresh crops. So on day 2, the farmer builds a classic spooky scarecrow out in the field to frighten them away. But by day 3, those greedy, malicious crows don't just ignore the scarecrow, they literally tear it to pieces, mockingly flying away with the straw right in their beaks. Caw! Caw! Just imagine that loud, rough sound completely filling the sky. That is the sound of those evil thieves returning every single day, just to cause trouble. They were loud, they were mean, and they honestly did not care one single bit about the poor farmer's hard work.
So, the crucial point here is, we've got a major problem on our hands. The farmer's crops are disappearing, his scarecrow's destroyed, and these crows are just getting bolder and bolder. What will the farmer do? How on earth is he going to stop a whole flock of clever flying thieves who clearly aren't afraid of anything? Well, the farmer finally decided to fight back. He gets this clever little look in his eye, right? He marches into his barn and drags out a massive, heavy rope net. Here is his secret trap. Step 1, he carefully digs a shallow trench in the dirt, lays the net down, and delicately covers it with soil until it is completely invisible. Then, step 2, he takes a cloth sack and slowly scatters sparkling, golden kernels of grain all across the hidden trap. No clever crow could ever see what was waiting for them. Snap! The trap springs shut in a wild blur of motion. See, the greedy crows had spotted the golden corn, landed aggressively to steal it, and the very moment they started pecking, that invisible net flew up and trapped them all. There were frantic black wings flapping everywhere and feathers flying high into the air.
Now the crows are completely panicked. They're cowering and cawing, begging and pleading for the farmer to show them mercy and let them go. But the stern farmer walks right up to that net, and he is in absolutely no mood to spare these thieves who ruined his beautiful farm.
He just looks down at this tangled, flapping mess of crows, and with a strict, heavy voice he tells them, "I won't leave any of you alive." And he meant business. The crows had simply done too much damage, and their time was officially up. But wait, listen closely. Right in the middle of all that rough, loud cawing, the farmer hears something else. A soft, gentle, pitiable cry. He looks really carefully into the center of the heavy net, and to his absolute surprise, he finds a small, blue-gray pigeon. It was trapped right in the middle, looking completely terrified with these large, teary eyes.
Let's take a second to compare these birds, because they are so different. On one hand, you have the mean crows, evil thieves who knowingly destroyed crops. But the gentle pigeon, it didn't want to steal anything. It was just lonely, saw the other birds eating, and wanted to fly down and make friends. It was just a pitiable bird caught up in the trap by a terrible mistake.
But the farmer kneels down, points a strict finger right through the netting at the pigeon and says, "What were you doing in the company of these evil crows? You seemed so gentle, yet you chose to fly with thieves. Now you too will die, because you were in the bad company." The poor pigeon could only bow its head in deep, deep regret and shame.
And that choice carried a really heavy consequence. The farmer hoisted the heavy net over his shoulder, with the gentle pigeon still trapped right in the middle of all those dark crows. As the farmer walks back toward his barn, his large, strong farm dog is sitting outside his doghouse, wagging his tail eagerly. Sadly, because they were caught together, they shared the exact same fate. Both the crows and the innocent pigeon became dinner for the farmer's dog.
But as the sun shines beautifully over a now safe, crow-free green field, it brings us to a very, very important moral. Choose your friends carefully. Bad company always brings harm. Even if you are a truly good person, just like the gentle pigeon, hanging around with people who do bad things can absolutely get you caught right up in their trouble.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to take away today. Who are your friends? Are they kind, honest, and sharing? Or do they act a little bit like those mischievous crows? Make absolutely sure you are choosing the right flock to fly with. Thanks for joining me on today's Explainer, and remember to subscribe to Story Jungle for weekly stories that teach kindness, honesty, and sharing. I'll catch you next time.
Deep in the green where the stories play, where the monkeys chatter and the tigers say, grab your map, take a leap, come along with me. Welcome to the Story Jungle. Let your mind run free.